Hello awesome people, welcome back to the Planet Zoo beta. In this episode we are going to build a Western African lion exhibit. It is going to feature of course everything they need, but also a waterfall and a sort of a pride rock idea, which you're going to see right now on the screen. The waterfall will come later, we're going to build that in the speed build. But yeah, we're talking a little bit about this species. Now, the Western African lion is basically a critically endangered species because they're being killed basically preemptively or as a sort of a revenge idea of because they actually kill people's livestock. So that's why local people tend to kill them. They are also being poached on and hunted on basically for their body parts, which are being sold illegally and smuggled out of the countries for large sums of money. So that's why this species is critically endangered. There's also a community challenge in the Planet Zoo beta, which basically, as a community, the sort of the idea is that we release as many of these West African lions in the game as possible during the beta. I think we already hit the goal as a community, so we're already over 100%. So that's very cool, and it's a very cool idea to how Frontier basically does these community events based on critically endangered species, trying to release them back into the wild. Because this is basically what the zoos already try to do and try to help with, along with the research they do in the normal zoos. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this speed build. At the end of the speed build, I'm gonna come back. We're gonna do a real life portion. We're gonna basically do the last details of the exhibit together. Basically, like giving them the food items and everything. And then we'll also show you some things that I basically did off camera. I changed a little bit of the layout and everything. So yeah, that's gonna come at the end of the video. For now, I'm gonna put on some nice music for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy the speed build. So I see you in the real life portion. and welcome to the real life part of this episode, guys. I did a little bit of changes before we actually went into the real life part. One is I added in some a little bit of a food court over here, so I didn't really, dress this up much. It needs to be dressed up like we need buildings around these places. I did add some canopies and some benches just for people to sit in. We were having a problem in our zoo with basically that they can only get stuff like drinks and food at the front of the zoo. So now we have a nice little food court over here, which I think is a good placement because this is going to be one of our main attractions, the lions. I also placed down this little solar panel because well, these things need power. And the good thing about the solar panel is that it doesn't give a negative impact on guests, so we can just plop it down wherever we want, which is very good. So yeah, we have that over here. Everything is working out. The water inside this exhibit is actually, it's quite funny. If we just go and check the water clean, it just tips the sort of the bare bit of this water, but it still works. The water treatment plant over here will actually filter this water, even though most of it, like 99%, is outside of its area, but it still works, which is pretty funny. I sort of have the same thing over here in the warlock exhibit, where it just clips the boundary of the water. So if you're having issues with that, like having a pool of water just outside of the water treatment plant, and you don't want to pop down another water treatment plant, just make sure that the edge is just barely within that area, and that will definitely help it out because that will actually make it work. Now, if we go into the actual exhibit, we have, of course, a lot of open areas, which is too bad. We can fill it up a little bit with the grass, but the thing is, most of the animals in this Planet Zoo beta, maybe they will change for the main game, but I actually doubt that. They don't like a lot of vegetation. So if we go into and take a look at the tigers, at the lions right now, we are already at 22%. Their max is like 24, 25. So we could place down like one more shrub somewhere maybe, or a few like little small nettles or anything. But basically, this is as much as it can get. So you can make it a little bit more interesting by playing a little bit with the terrain. But what I try to do is, at least at the points where people, have the viewing areas, so look, like over here, we added in like a lot of, well, not a lot, but at least some shrubage and some rocks. They can see the shelter over here. That's another thing that I've done. I will come to that in a moment. And we have the one-way glass so that the animals won't get disturbed by the people, basically. Same thing over here. People can just basically look in here. And actually, what I could do whilst we're here, I think it will look a little bit better, a little bit nicer if we just make these into brick and then give them a one-way looking glass too. That will make it a little bit nicer. It will probably, it just gives sort of the same example. I think the glass barrier is mostly of use if you want to make like underwater viewing areas, or like in a rock. Like if we would make a viewing area inside of here, for instance, that would be cool. So the other things I did was I just plopped down some really generic caves, basically, I got from the workshop, from the Steam workshop. Both are the same, only this one has all the foliage deleted that was on there. Basically because of the issue that I just told you guys. Yeah, they don't like a lot of foliage, but they needed more hard shelter, and that's basically why I did that. I don't think, do we actually met the hard shelter? No, they still need more, which is weird because when I plopped these down, they said it was 100%. So I'm not sure what that's up about, but this little hard shelter was basically the main thing we put in here. I like it because it's next to the water. Oh, she's looking into the water. She's actually standing there. I like the way they look. They're very cool. But yeah, what we're going to do today together... Oh, by the way, I also put some more rocks in here to just make it a little bit more natural. It was a bit weird how the water was sort of jumping up and nothing was above. So I tried to basically cover it up a little bit with some more rock work. And I think that the waterfall looks cool. It's maybe a bit much, but it looks cool. We're going to leave it like that. I'm going to experiment maybe in the future a little bit with it. But what we're going to do now is we are going to pause the game, otherwise my lions will starve. Because what we're going to do together is we're going to place some stuff in there for them to eat, to drink, and of course to have some fun with. So we're going to place a large food tray, and we're going to place that, let's place it like right over here, close to the shrubbery. That looks cool because then they, it's a good view having them next to the shrubbery. It's also a good view of the the viewing area of the guests, which is also always a plus. So the water pipe, we could place that like here, so that if they want some water to drink, they will come over here. Well, let's place it over here, for instance. Then the guests will also have a good view of them over there if they come to drink. That's it for now. I'm not going to place in more of that stuff. What we are going to place in there is probably a frozen blood pumpkin. Now, a lot of the food enrichment items don't really work in the beta. It doesn't really work together with the real food, basically. But it seems to be that some do. So, for instance, the dog ball enrichment, like this one we have over here, if we reset it, that one is actually, I should put it in the ground, by the way, that little metal thingy. So yeah, so that thing is actually working with the food itself. So as you can see, they have both the food and the dog ball enrichment. The Gharials, they have the fish as the food, and they have the blood pumpkin, which basically also works together, which is pretty cool. So some of them actually do work, it seems, at least. So we're gonna place some of the ones I know that do work. So this blood pumpkin, let's put that right over here. If we unpause, then we can actually see it come in. Right? Yeah, okay, they're still making it probably. Yeah, that could be a good thing. A fire hose ball, no. We're gonna make a rubbing pad, and let's make that rubbing pad like right here, so that people can actually see them doing it. But it's still like a little bit of a secluded thing, so you still have a little bit of privacy. I like to give my animals a little bit of privacy. And then we have the pre-scented thing. I'm gonna say that this is gonna go up here, because I want the lions to have a reason. Oh, we have a little bit of lag spike, but I want the lions to have a reason to go up here and to play with it. I want to see if we can actually lure them on top of the, and it actually works straight away. I wanted to see if we can lure them right up there, and it actually works, which is very good. And this is cool. So our lion male is playing with the prey-scented sack, or what's it called? Yeah, prey-scented sack. Very cool. So they have a reason now to come up here, which is very nice. And we also, what should we put in there some more? So maybe some. Yeah, let's give them a fire hose ball to play with. Let's get them. Let's get that right over here somewhere. And a cardboard box. Probably place that around here somewhere so that people can actually see it really well. These are the things that I don't really care. I just place them right in front of the viewing area because people want to see that. That's one of the funniest things to see, animals playing. That's just really cool. Eating. That's another thing. So let's call the keeper because they need to come in here and just make sure that these guys will get fed. But yeah, this is gonna be it. This is the exhibit basically. So guys, let me know what you think about it. Of course, it's a little bit bland. We still need to basically dress it up a little bit more. Especially on the outside, we need to add in some more like information boards and all that stuff. But yeah, this was a sort of a first exhibit speed build video of mine in the Planet Zoo beta. Let's hope you like it. And if you have any other ideas for other animal exhibits, please let me know. They're actually swimming. I didn't know that lions liked swimming, to be honest. I thought they didn't really like it, but that's pretty cool. And he's laying down there resting. But yeah, if you guys liked it, then please make sure to leave a like and or a comment. And if you haven't, then please make sure to subscribe for more Planet Zoo in the future. And as always, I've been Hipbone, you've been yourself. Thanks for being awesome, and thanks for watching.